What have been some of your, biggest adversities? Obviously, I think now you're probably a master trader because, nothing phases you emotionally, but, what have been some of your biggest adversities in the, crypto space?
Yeah, I definitely I wouldn't say that I don't get affected emotionally. I definitely am hardened, let's put it that way. But definitely I'm human as well. And it's something that I kind of wanted to highlight so that there are people that are listening or listen to the recording that are like, dude, I can get to this point of like not giving a fuck. Yes, you totally can get to a point of not giving a fuck. But when you get to that point, it can become dangerous as well. There is a level of caution that must be kept at all times, and that's a calculated caution, and that comes with the experience as well. So for adversity, I've gotten really lucky because just throughout my life, I've dealt with a lot of things that have really made me stay hyper aware, almost to a point of paranoia, which comes in. I won't call it paranoia by any chance or by any means, but what it is just hyper awareness. And through hyper awareness is how you prevent yourself from getting hurt, right? So I think the most I've ever lost, and from a stupid mistake, was like 1.5 ETH, right? Like that's nothing. There's people that get drained for everything, and mine was something that the reason I lost that 1.5 ETH was because I didn't follow my own rules, which is to never react out of excitement in this space, to breathe and take your time, to take steps in everything that you do. Because the second that you get excited, the second that you feel FOMO, which for those that don't know is fear of missing out, is the second you get hurt. So that's what I always try to preach to people is just breathe, take your time, calculate your steps, and don't react out of excitement because that's when you F up. That's when you slip and that's when you make mistakes. So, for example, I was very excited. This is the most newbie thing you can do. And I'm very versed in the space. I was very excited about a mint for an NFT project that I knew was going to hit. Got a DM, and this is so silly for me to even admit because this is shit that I teach people about all the time. Got a DM and didn't realize it was a DM the way that they had structured it and the way that Discord popped up the notification. And legitimately was so excited about it. I didn't even check that it was legit. It was the stupidest. Everyone's done it in the space pretty much. I didn't think I ever would, but I did. I'm human. And I fucking clicked this link, hooked up my wallet, even had my hardware wallet. Okay, I'm admitting this on the space recorded that I put in my my hardware wallet and I confirmed the transaction, and boom, ETH gone. And I looked at it, and I go, wait a second, what did I just do? And it all happened because I was too excited and I wanted to do something. I was in a rush to get out the door. I had to go meet my wife, and I thought that was like it was just the timing was perfect for the scammer, and they got me for what an ETH and a half or something. But that was a moment of adversity for a loss for me to realize like dude, you need to practice what you preach. Like even if you're in a rush and you're trying to get out the door and you're late to meet your wife, like those rules and principles that you abide by that keep you safe, you cannot ignore those at any time. It's better to just say F it and miss the mint than it would be to rush it and lose. I don't even know what it was worth at the time, like 3,500 or 4 grand or whatever it was. So that was definitely one side of the adversity. The other, the last point I'll touch on is definitely riding the ups and downs of the price action of the entire market. Don't join this space. Don't join Web3 or crypto if you can't handle losing large amounts of money. And that doesn't mean that it has to be millions of dollars for you. It could be an individual who has, the extra 500 they saved up after, working for an extra week and they lose that. That equates to a week of their time. And that's a huge chunk of their life's portfolio. That's still a really big loss. It might not be a lot for me or for other individuals of the space, but it's still money that means something to someone. So never play with the money you can't afford to lose. That's a huge point in this space, is make sure that whatever you're leveraging to kind of build your way in this space, you're leveraging that you can afford to lose it and not lose sleep over it. The second you lose sleep over it, you're gonna start effing up your mind, and when you start effing up your mind, you're gonna make bad decisions, and you're never gonna get ahead. So, the big thing for me to navigate was figuring out this let's see, I would say figuring out the way to manage my portfolio in a way where I wasn't stressing, because there was times when we hit the last bear market, I was down several houses. And that's not a brag. It's just and that's not a lot compared to other people, right? And I had enough conviction in the technology to go, it's just ebb and flow. And now my wife even says, she's like, I'll go to her and be like, market's pretty fucked right now, babe. She's like, oh, it'll come back. So she's even better than me at times of just being like, yo, relax, chill, take a step back, believe in what you believe in, and then always have your stop losses. That's the last thing I'll say is there's a point to where you cannot have bagitis and you cannot be the dude that goes down with the ship and provides all the exit liquidity to everybody else while they exit and they walk away with three-quarters of what they had invested and you walk away with nothing. The key is knowing when to get out. So that's the side of this is making sure that you never fall in love with your bags. It's the one thing that will kill you. I have friends that have round tripped millions of dollars, millions, where they believed that the downturn was going to come back up, and it didn't. And they're out huge. And some people get super depressed and they exit and they never come back. So the key is knowing when you can leave, only gamble with what you can afford to lose, and really just make educated decisions that are not based on emotion.